The suspect in the killing of United Healthcare CEO drawing stunning praise on social media. The internet turning Luigi Mangione into some kind of folk hero.
This Ivy League hottie named Luigi is the Robin Hood that we never knew that we needed.
I listened to Luigi's manifesto this morning 3 times and I cried. Honestly, it's beautiful, and I agree with him.
At least he left a very powerful message, and he highlighted how terrible the healthcare system is in America. I think he'll go down as a hero in history.
The question is, will that notoriety make its way to prison? My next guest has firsthand experience of life behind bars, spending 20 months himself in prison after pleading guilty to wire fraud and insurance fraud scheme. Today, he's a federal prison consultant, most recently helping Trump advisor Peter Navarro navigate his own incarceration. Sam Mangel joins me now. Sam, thank you for joining. I mean, listen, Mangione, he is still in custody in Pennsylvania. We've seen the scene of an outburst outside the court today. Do you think he's experiencing at this point in time, how can I put it, a kind of state of shock or defiance at this hour?
When you first enter prison, it's surreal. So when he first went in there through the Sally Port and was in a single cell, at this point, I don't think he has any clue what's ahead of him. Right now, he's in isolation. He's not around other inmates, and he's really trying to portray this image of bravado of himself. Until, it's my experience with every client, I don't care what your offense is, it's not until that judge reads a number that it really sinks in. And for somebody like Mr. Mangione, that number might very well be life, and the implications are going to be staggering.
So and give us a sense of what life for Mangione will be like behind bars. Right now, again, Pennsylvania, looking to be extradited, not voluntarily, to New York, where he may very well end up at Rikers Island.
I heard you in an earlier segment talk about how it might turn into a federal matter. And this is one of the few instances where a defendant might pray that it does turn into a federal matter. Because if he winds up going to a New York State prison for the rest of his life, first of all, until he gets to prison in Rikers, chances are he'll be held in protective custody. So he'll be somewhat segregated and protected from the other inmates.
Because why?
When he gets to...
Why would he be? Is it because of his
he's
danger?
so high profile.
High profile. Got it.
And also, he's probably on suicide watch. So somebody like him, they're going to want to make sure he gets to trial. He gets to sentencing. I don't think Rikers needs another black eye. Same as Brooklyn MCC. They're not looking for another high-profile incident. And if something happens to him, whether his own volition or through another inmate, that just causes, a whole number of problems ancillary to him. Once he gets sentenced, and whether he's sentenced to New York State prison or hopefully to a federal facility, he's going to be in general population. If he's not in general population, if he's in New York, he'll be in protective custody, which is a SHU environment where you're in a 1-man or 2-man cell, locked up 23 out of 24 hours a day. Imagine spending the rest of your life in a 6x9 box where you get out 1 time a day for an hour, 3 showers a week. It is no existence. They can't let him into general population because given his background, he's not going to be like a peacock strutting their feathers about what he did and people will look up to him. He's not a political figure. He's not a high-profile financier or sports figure or a music star. He's somebody with very wealthy parents.
So he won't be seen as a hero inside of jail the way he's being portrayed on social media.
Absolutely not. He will be a number inside jail. He will be a target inside jail. He will be somebody's money bag inside jail, or many people. And they will extort him, less so in a federal maximum security facility, which has better, and I use the word accommodations carefully, but certainly more security. It's more structured. It's probably safer for him. They're probably better accustomed to higher profile inmates on life sentences. And there are certain facilities in the federal system that are geared towards him. But in the state system, he's a target. And he with the notoriety of his parents' wealth, will be extorted and used for the rest of his life.
Sam Mangel, thank you so much for joining. We'll see what's ahead. Of course, he is and does reserve and have the presumption of innocence as the suspect in this case will follow along. Thank you. Up next.